What's up, everybody? Welcome to Free Lady. I'm your host, Brittany McQuethy, with episode 31. Of course, this channel, if you haven't watched yet, this channel is about telling my story from episode 1 and sharing other stories of what we have gone through to be free, to be ultimately free. I share stories of addiction. I share stories of self-growth and self-love. I share stories of sobriety. I share stories of depression and what these people have gone through who I've interviewed. They are tools for you to use to become ultimately free yourself, to tell you and show you and for you to listen that you have the ability and that you have the choice. You alone have a choice to make your reality the dream, the life that you want. So today it's just me, and I'm excited to just kind of update you with lessons that I have learned. So of course, we're going to start out with 3 things that we're grateful for. I just want to say there was a very traumatic thing that happened to one of my friends last week, and I want to be so grateful for God. I want to be completely grateful for miracles. And I want to be so grateful that Ann Travis, my friend, and a leader to us all in the light and in the love, that she is okay. She found out that she had a brain tumor just because of not feeling good. And she had the best doctors. She had the support of her friends, her family. And, she went in, there was a brain tumor there. They were able to get it out, you guys. She was able to walk on her own by Saturday, having the surgery, I believe, on Thursday. And I had my friends, my family, my aunt works for Compassion. If you don't know what Compassion is, it's a huge company worldwide. And all these people were praying for her. And she said in her testimony today, she actually spoke on Facebook, that she felt the presence of God. Now, if you don't believe in God, that's okay. I really encourage you, though, to believe in something that's bigger than you. If you look back on all religions pray to a God. It doesn't mean you have to go to church. It doesn't mean you have to read the Bible or read the, scriptures from Buddhism or anything like that, because God is outside the box. God is what you make it. I really feel that if you believe in something that's bigger than you, you can let go to God. You can let go in prayer. You can send love virtually, energetically, and through prayer. It's amazing. The power of prayer is so strong because it's energy. Energy is everything. Everything has energy in it. So I am not gonna cry. You know that Tony Braxton song, I am not gonna shed no tear. Right? I listen to that every day. I remember watching MTV when I was in middle school, and my mom would be gone because she'd be dropping off the kids, because middle school, you go in early. And that was the top song when MTV had the top hits and they played videos. If you were a 90s kid like me, born in the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, right? But Anne is she is a warrior. She is a goddess. She is a light tower of light that shines on this whole world. Her and her husband have a relationship coaching group that Daniel and I are in. They have a podcast called Thou Shalt Not Kill. Their relationship coaching group is Resolutions coaching group. They help so many people. Scott helps people through art and helps people through learning how to prep. That is one of the episodes on here. They are just amazing people. So what I want to really start out today and talk about is that life is just so short. It's so short, you guys. So love the ones that are close to you. Hold them tightly. Tell them you love them every day. Tell them that you appreciate them every day. Send 3 appreciation texts every day if you can, to somebody, to anybody. You know, when you're sitting there and all of a sudden you think of somebody, that is God or your gut, however you want to, eat it in your mind. That is God telling me, I'm going through my experience. That is God telling me that I need to text that person. And I've been really good about it. Every time I'm thinking about something, I text that person, and it's just like they might share a wonderful story with me. They might share a bad story with me, but it's a way of communication that we get to do with texting and FaceTime. It's a way to like spread our love to others, to let them know that we're thinking of them. And that is what Scott and Nan just recently went through. He could have lost his wife. They are so amazing, you guys. They're such an amazing energy to be around, to listen to see their art, to see that they're helping people. They help so many people, and it's really about helping people. If we can help ourselves and then we can help others, we are just making this vibration of help, but it's really about love. And we need to ultimately love ourselves. And to do that, we need to do the work so we can help people, so we can love other people. Like I was saying to you guys before, this year is a separation of self-love. Now, if you ultimately love yourself, you are going to soar over everybody else. There is so much darkness, but soaring is also glancing down and loving on everybody just like God does. We need to help each other get through the times of darkness, depression, mental health. And that is why I created this channel. If you guys are watching for the first time, is to help anybody that has any kind of mental health going on. And that doesn't mean that like you're so mentally effed up and you have to take medications and you have to like do all this stuff. All that stuff is great. Everybody's feeling of how they are stuck in the chains that are wrapped around them from the agreements that they made with themselves a long time ago that they have taken into their adulthood. You have the ability to break them no matter what they are. And that is what this channel is for. And I hope I reach one person in every episode and I help them. Or the person that I interview helps you. I'm here to help. Like when I say ask questions and reach out to me and the people that I interview, like it's gold. We want to help you, So 2023 is about self-love. And my partner and I finished this book a couple weeks ago called The Mastery of Love. This is by Don Miguel Ruiz. He is a very, very well-known author. He has written the 4 Agreements. Now, if you haven't read the 4 Agreements, I highly, highly recommend that, because the 4 Agreements is basically 1, be impeccable with your word. 2, don't make assumptions about anybody. 3, don't take anything personally. And 4, do your best. If you really want to know what those 4 agreements mean, read it, study it, live by it. And I'm telling you, the way you think, the way you are training your brain, and this is what it's about with mental health. You are training your brain to think differently. You are giving yourself other agreements. Now, these agreements, I will give you an example. I posted about this the other day. And I used to tell myself, like, I'm not a good reader. I can't read. I'll read 20 pages and I'm like, I'm in a daze. My brain's constantly going. I don't know what I read. And I'll read the 20 pages again and I'll do the same thing. So I stopped reading and I told myself I wasn't a good reader until I made a new agreement with myself last year that I am going to be a good reader. I am a good reader. And I started reading 5 pages a day. And then that 5 pages a day have turned into like 10 pages or whole chapters or 2 chapters if they're short. And this is the second book I'm almost done with. Oh, I'm sorry, I already finished this book. I'm reading another book. I'm reading The Fifth Agreement right now. But the month is almost over, and I think I will have read 2 books in 1 month, you guys, because I made an agreement. I am in control of my life. I'm going to say that again. I am in control of my life, which means I can choose to have any agreement with myself. I can choose to live the life I want. I can choose to spread love and kindness. I can choose to rewire my brain into new agreements and practice those agreements so I can fully love myself. So I'm going to read a couple things from The Mastery of Love. I have so many dog tags in this book. This book was really, really good. And I really love that my partner and I read this book together. And we're reading, like I said, The Fifth Agreement right now. And he calls me today and he's like, have you finished chapter 7? I said, I'm on chapter 7 right now. You're always like a chapter ahead of me, which is good because it makes me want to read faster. Like, I'll take the time to read at night too, just so we can have these deep conversations about how we feel about this book. And he's like, oh, okay, but it was cool. He called me to talk to me about that, to have deep conversations, because it's really important to have deep conversations with your partner to really expand both of your minds together and what you think and how you feel. And like, how is this going to portray in our lives, or how are we going to portray this in our other relationships that we have? So if you have read these books, Don really refers to the Toltec people, and it was a way of life. And I want to read you what that means. A Toltec is an artist of love, an artist of the spirit, someone who is creating every moment, every second, the most beautiful art, the art of dreaming. Life is nothing but a dream. And if we are artists, then we can create our life with love, and our dream becomes a masterpiece of art. I was like, it's mind-blowing. And that is the thing. Like, we have the choice to choose how we live our life. We have the choice to make our life a beautiful masterpiece. Even the dark times are beautiful masterpieces. They are perfect because we learn from everything that we do in our lives. We learn from to make ourselves better. And then we get to teach these tools to others and hopefully guide all of you out of some really bad situations. And this book was like super amazing because it really kind of got deep into what loving yourself really, really means. It has a lot of examples of things that, he's gone through or seen in people. And so you can relate. And a lot of these chapters, I was like, I'm doing that already. I'm doing that already. I'm doing that already. So it was kind of cool that it was more of a self-reflection that I'm like, I do love myself. I am doing these things. And so this is the chapter of the track of love, the track of fear. It says, love has no expectations. Fear is full of expectations. With fear, we do things because we accept that we have to, and we accept that others are going to do the same. That is why fear hurts and love doesn't. Yeah, chew on that for a couple seconds. We expect something. If it doesn't happen, we feel hurt and it isn't fair. We blame others for not fulfilling our expectations. When we love, we don't have expectations. We do it because we want to. And if other people do it or not, it's because they want to or not, and it's nothing personal. When we don't expect something to happen, if nothing happens, it's not important. We don't feel hurt because whatever happens is okay. That is why hardly anything hurts us when we are in love, when we aren't expecting that our lover will do something and we have no obligations. So he talks about in all of his books, the difference between like love and fear. And a lot of us will go into every aspect of our life when it comes to the image of our body, how we see ourselves, how we approach our businesses, how we love in our relationships, how we expand our minds and how we feed our minds. There is love and there is fear. And what they talk about, fear is the fog. And the love is the masterpiece of life, the art of life. And there are so many situations where we put ourselves in that we put ourselves with the feeling of fear because we don't know how to have boundaries with ourselves and have the right agreements for ourselves. And so a lot of people cannot experience the right love because they're so fearful of the past or past relationships. Well, past relationships, you guys, are only tools. You cannot bring in your past relationship into another relationship because the new relationship, they didn't do that. You felt those ways. And if you are taking all that fear from past relationships into your new relationship, whether if it's a friend or whether if it's a lover, you're already judging that person through fear that they are going to do that to you. And if you feel that way, you probably don't love yourself completely. And I hope that makes sense. And I hope you get this book because it is so, so good. But I really hope if you haven't read The 4 Agreements, that you read that one first. And I'm just going to go through quotes that I had throughout this whole book that was really, really outstanding to me. And so personable and just beautiful, a beautiful way of thinking and writing. This is a chapter from the Dream Master about becoming aware of your responsibility of your own life and happiness. So be completely honest about your happiness. Don't project a false sense of happiness by telling everyone, look at me, I'm a success in life. I have everything I want. I'm so happy, When you don't like yourself, you're going to be doing that. Everything is there for us, but first we need to have the courage to open our eyes to use the truth and to see what it really is. Humans are so blind, and they are blind because they don't want to see. So when it says be completely honest about your happiness, don't project a false sense of happiness. I'm reading this again because there's a lot of times when I don't know if you have this experience through your business or through acquaintances or friends or family, you ask them, how are you? Oh, I'm doing so great. I'm so busy. I make so much money. I'm so happy. Does that seem real to you? Someone asked me how I'm doing today. I want to be truthful because if not, I'm lying. I'm lying to you and I'm lying to myself. And lying doesn't get you anywhere. And now if someone asked me how I'm doing today, I would tell you that I'm tired because that's true. I'm tired. I'm in this 6-week workout program with Azaria Glam. You can find her on Instagram. She's an amazing fitness model. And man, these workouts take me 2 hours every day. And it's Monday. And, Monday always, it just packs on, and so you get kind of tired. And this weekend was super busy, but I'm good. I'm excited for this week. I'm excited for interviews that I get to do. I'm excited, to always get in my routine. I love my morning routine of, getting up, adding value into social media and my coaching group, reading as much as I can, and then going to work out, making breakfast, going to work, and just putting all of these affirmations out and texts of appreciations and meditation, studying, all that stuff. And I continue that through the weekend as much as I can too. And so to me, I feel good about these things. They make me feel like very confident. I'm accomplishing things that I've never done before. If you asked me how my life was before I joined the Lion's Den, it was not like this, you guys. And so I'm really, really proud of who I am today, and I completely love myself. So that would be my answer today, you guys. So be real, be honest. And, I'm tired, like, be honest, like, you don't have to say, like, I'm just feeling great all the time. Like, no one feels great all the time. Okay. Like, we got days that we don't want to say a word to anybody. We got days that we just want to, like, crawl under a blanket and watch a movie all day. And we got days that we feel like a freaking dynamite powerhouse. You know what I mean? And of course, we'd strive to have those days all the time. But in reality, all those days are not all the same. But every day is a gift. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Every day is a gift, and Scott, I'm going back to Scott and Ann. Like, there was one post he made that it was just, and you see this all the time, you guys, when people you see, commit suicide or pass away, life is so short. Life is so short. We know this, but just think about if you woke up and your partner was gone the next day, or you were gone, like, what would you be doing in your life? Don't hold anything back. Be honest with yourself. Be honest about your happiness. Be honest about things that you want in your life. Be honest of the way you love yourself and do the work. Be honest about that, because lies do not get you anywhere. And people may not know you're lying sometimes, but your mind does, your heart does, your body does, your soul does. And what does that do? It creates toxicity. It can make us sick because we're lying to ourselves. We're not being true to who we are. So live your life to the fullest and love every single person every freaking day. Okay? Every freaking day. Okay, this is from chapter Seeing Eyes with Love. So this was a really cool chapter. It talks about the magical kitchen. And when you read this book, you're going to I think you'll really, really enjoy it. It's a really great way to tell a story of giving back and having everything you want and be able to give that back. So it says, what is important are not all those opinions from others, but your own opinions. You are beautiful no matter what your mind tells you. That is a fact. It says it right here. That is a fact. It is true. There is nobody like you on this planet. You're the only one. And that is so beautiful, you guys. And that's why you got to love every day. You don't have to do anything because you already have all the beauty you need. To be beautiful, you don't have any obligation to anyone. Others are free to see whatever they want to see. If others see you and judge if you're beautiful or not, if you are aware of your own beauty and accept your own beauty, their opinion doesn't affect you at all. Now, that is a huge, 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 huge game this world plays with, seeing actresses and actors and models and the magazines and, like, all the things. All these people look really good. Well, guess what? I look good too. I don't have to be famous. I look good because I choose to look good. I am beautiful because I look in the mirror and I am beautiful. And you are beautiful. I look in the mirror and I tell myself I'm a motherfucking badass. I work out really hard. I eat really good. I love myself. I am unique. And so are you. And that is a fact. And it's the mastery of self is knowing that is a huge issue for, like, so many people, because we are judging ourselves and we are comparing ourselves to everybody else. Well, I wish I looked like that, or, okay, does this keep going? Just so you know, my computer just stopped. And I hope this picks up where we left off. I'm just going to assume that it's picking up where we left off and God is good and didn't ruin this episode. So anyways, what I was talking about is you were beautiful, and that is a fact. Okay. I was on a roll there for a minute, but you know what? Maybe my computer got mad because I said the F word, but you know what? It's sometimes the F word is good and necessary. Okay, this is again, this from the same chapter, Seeing Eyes with Love. Wherever you turn your face, you will be fulfilled by love, not from other humans. You can see a tree and feel all the love coming from the tree. You can see the sky, and it's going to fulfill the needs of your mind for love. You will see God everywhere. And it will no longer just be a theory. God is everywhere. Life is everywhere. Everything is made by love, by life. Even fear is a reflection of love, but fear exists only in the mind and in humans when that fear controls the mind. Then we interpret everything according to what we have in our mind. If we have fear, what we perceive will be analyzed with fear. If we are mad, what we perceive will be perceived according to anger. Our emotions act like a filter through which we see for the rest of the world. I'm going to read this last sentence. God is everywhere. Life is everywhere. Everything is made by love, by life. Everything that you see in this world is made with love. Everything. And when I'm reading the Fifth Agreement right now, and it talks about perfection, and everyone always says nobody's perfect. Well, why not? This was a lesson that was taught to me just in this chapter that I was reading yesterday. Because trees can be perfect. Even the imperfect ones are perfect. Even the ones that are like half burnt to the ground and they're still standing. They're beautiful. They're still perfect. Animals are perfect. The sky is perfect. Why can't humans be perfect? Why do we have this agreement that we're all imperfect? To me, your imperfections are what make you perfect, because you are unique. You are you are beautiful, and you are made up of love and life. It's kind of interesting, to think about perfection in that way. This is a chapter, Healing the Emotional Body. There are millions of ways to express your happiness, but there is only one way to really be happy, and that is love. There is no other way. You cannot be happy if you don't love yourself. That is a fact. If you don't love yourself, you don't have any opportunity to be happy. You cannot share what you do not have. If you do not love yourself, you cannot love anyone else either. But you can have a need for love. And if there's someone who needs you, that's what humans call love. I want you to think about that for a second. That is not love. That is possessiveness. That is selfishness. That is control with no respect. Do not lie to yourself. That is not love. Love coming out of you is the only way to be happy. Unconditional love for yourself. Complete surrender to the love for yourself. You have the right to love, to smile, to be happy, to share your love, and not to be afraid to receive it also. So this whole book is revolving around self-love and how do we do these things and how we perceive everything. I've been in really bad relationships where I didn't love myself and that person didn't love themselves either. And so we're in this toxic relationship that might seem happy to us because we're trying to uplift each other through the unhappiness of ourselves, when really it's just our unlove for ourselves, our disrespect for ourselves, that we don't love ourselves fully. And that is why we get into the wrong relationships. And until we love ourselves fully, then we can really fully love another. And that goes for your partner too. If your partner doesn't fully love themselves, how can they love you fully? Because they're not done working on themselves. So it's really important to have that. And I really feel that, that's why Daniel and I have met each other, because we've done all this work. Might have taken a really long time. That's what it seems like, right? Um, but man, am I blessed that he's in my life today. I am so blessed. Um, and this is a really good, I love this. This is the last thing that I want to read you from this book. This is the chapter, God Within You. You are always free to love. If your choice is to be in a relationship and your partner is playing the same game, what a gift. This is exactly what I was talking about. What a gift. Daniel, if you're listening to this, I know you're listening to this. You are my gift, honey. I love you. When your relationship is completely out of hell, you will love yourselves so much that you don't need each other at all. By your own will, you get together and create beauty. And what the two of you are going to create is a dream of heaven. That's exactly how I feel about my partner and, our future and everything and all the things. I'm so excited. You have already mastered fear and self-rejection. Now you are returning to self-love. You can be so strong and so powerful that with your self-love, you transform your personal dream from fear to love, from suffering to happiness. Then just like the sun, you are giving light and giving love all the time with no conditions. When you love with no conditions, you, the human, and you, the God, align with the spirit of life moving through you. Your life becomes the expression of beauty, of the spirit. Life is nothing but a dream. And if you create your life with love, your dream becomes a masterpiece of art. I'm telling you, you guys, this book is amazing. All the books by him are super amazing. And as you read these books, some of them are repetitive. And you might be like, well, bitch, I already read that part. Well, what does repetition do? What does consistency do? I can read the 4 agreements. That was great. And then I live my life and completely forget about them. For me, I want to read the 4 agreements once a year. If I find myself just forgetting the 4 agreements, I will pick up the book again. But I love that all the books do talk about the 4 agreements and they intertwine them with all the books that they have. I think the last one I'm going to read is The Mastery of Self after I read the 5th agreement. And I love, like, it's repetitive. And so even when I'm talking to my clients at work through hair and they're talking about a situation they're going through, well, what's the agreement that you give to yourself? Can you change it? Can you make yourself believe that you have the ability to choose whatever you want to in your life, whatever agreements that you want? And you don't have to be chained to the agreements that you learned through your young adult years that you've brought into your adult years. And you have to also remember, like, if you look through the lens of children, they're so happy. They say whatever they want. They say what's on their mind. They are truthful. They are honest. And all they do is want to play. All they do is want to love you. And they automatically know as a child, if they're not having fun with this kid, they're like, I'm not going to have fun with this kid. I'm going to go have fun over here, because they're choosing not to be in that situation. And looking through the lens of a child, like, why did we forget that as adults? It's because we went through all these agreements as we got older, like, ooh, that's bad, or I can't do that because I'm going to get in trouble. And so, those things will kind of like carry on through your teenage years to your adult years. So remember to look at your life through the lens of a child, of loving life, and never let that inner child disappear in your life. So I really, really love all these lessons that I have been learning, and I want to share more, but I don't want to, take forever in this episode. I really want to keep your attention to what we were talking about today with self-love. So again, self-love, read the books, The 4 Agreements, The Mastery of Love. Again, his name is Don Miguel Ruiz. And live every day that you're not going to be here tomorrow. Really, really pay attention to that every single day. I know, like, when I pray every day, I thank God for being alive. I thank God for breathing, that I have a roof over my head and a home gym and all these things like that I have in the moment. But I'm so thankful for that I am living today, that I get to live another day. I get to experience more and talk more and listen more and tell somebody I love them more. And I want to live like that every single day till the day I die. I never want to stop loving myself and giving back to you guys. It's so important for me to spread kindness and love, and to help any mental health issues that you have going on, because we need to be there for each other. But more importantly, you need to be there for yourself. So show up for yourself today. If you have any questions about this, please reach out to me. You can reach out to me on Instagram. It's Free Lady Co. You know, like Colorado, because that's where I live, girl. And man, and whoever you want to call yourself. You know, I think it's so beautiful if you love yourself, whatever you want to be. So with that said, please reach out to me if you have any questions. And if there's something that I can't particularly help you with, go back and look at all the interviews I have and reach out to them. Maybe they can help you more on the side with any other questions. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. However you get this information, I appreciate you. If you would do me a favor, if this episode resonates to you and you want to share it with somebody else, share it with somebody else. You know, we want to try to give as much as we can here at Free Lady, even though like I'm your host, but like I say we because I have a lot of people that are on the same mission. And the more people that we get together to push love and kindness out there in the world, to love ourselves, the more powerful we can make our society. And that is what it's all about. So I hope you have a great Monday, you guys. I love you, and be free. Take care. Until next time.